Okay, I am doing it. The world is forcing me to make YouTube videos, and I'm gonna have to do that. Okay, hi. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Jusen. I am 41 years old, and I have been helping people sleep for a long, long time. I mean, not super long, about 7 years. But I am here to pass on my knowledge about sleep and reach a new audience through YouTube. You and I struggle with the whole YouTube format of sleep because YouTube for me growing up was when you like watch people do like fail videos, and I can't watch people be embarrassed. Like, it embarrasses me. I have really strong third party embarrassment. I am a talker. I love talking. This should be a medium that I do well in, but I struggle with it. For a while, I would do things like podcast videos and podcasts, but I also know that people don't really listen to podcasts anymore. For things like TikTok as well, this is a good way for me to kind of try both formats. That's not why you're here. You are here probably because your baby isn't sleeping and you want to know why, and I want to tell you. Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to draw pictures for you because I think this is important. So when people are learning about baby sleep for the first time, they're learning about sleep biology in general for the first time. We don't actually really know a lot about our own individual sleep. Okay, so let's talk about what sleep is. The first thing that you need to know is that the idea that people sleep all in a row, you or your baby, is a myth. People don't actually sleep throughout the night. We wake with several night wakings all night long. So really, your sleep should look like a series of cycles. So this is my beautiful thing of a cycle. Okay, it's a circle, just like that. Okay, so you're looking here, and I'm going to show you some things. So we have, I think I'm right, yes, we have stage 1, stage 2, deep sleep, and REM. And this is important for a couple of reasons, because what happens within this cycle of sleep really does impact your baby's sleep, especially if you have a newborn. Now, newborn sleep is totally different because they actually don't have any stage 1 or stage 2 sleep yet. They only have deep and REM. And this is where you get your like little baby. This is my demo baby, by the way. This is where you get your little baby kind of like making all those facial movements. That means they are in REM sleep. They're not dreaming officially. Now, adults in REM sleep, they're dreaming. Your baby is literally in REM, brain development. It's a lot of brain development. Then they go into deep sleep, which is restoration time. Okay, so your newborn baby goes in and out of REM and deep, REM and deep, REM and deep. Now, around the 3 or 4 month mark, babies start to back a little bit because now all of a sudden they have those missing stage 1 and stage 2 sleep. And now what is happening in stage 1 and stage 2 is we can no longer play the drowsy but awake game. Now, if you were here, someone like a well-meaning professional, a doctor, a blogger has told you to put your baby down drowsy but awake. Drowsy, unfortunately, is stage 1 of sleep. So even when your baby is looking at you, they have eyes open, but they're kind of like this. They're not officially awake. They're actually in stage 1 of sleep. I'm going to tell you why this is important. Okay, this is when people will often come to me and they will say, Amanda, I think that we are in the 4-month regression. All of a sudden, my baby was sleeping these long stretches, or maybe you were getting, 2 decent 4 to 5 hour stretches with, quick feed. Now your baby is waking every 1 to 2 hours. They're really difficult to get down. Everything has changed. Well, welcome to stage 1 and 2 of sleep. So what is happening here is that your baby sleep is starting to resemble adult sleep, which is really cool. As soon as your baby sleep starts to resemble adult sleep, you can start making changes in order for your baby to sleep. Now, before I go on, I just want to remind you that I actually don't care at all if you sleep train or not, if you assist your baby to sleep or not. I think it's all normal. I think it's all natural. I explain the biology of sleep. Every baby has a partial arousal, and anything that sleep training is going to do, it doesn't stop your baby from waking. Your baby will still wake all throughout the night. The only difference is that you won't hear it, the parent won't hear it. You won't have to intervene because your baby will learn a physical skill to put themselves back down. Not talking about self-soothing. Now, self-soothing is not really something a child can do and often refers to emotional self-soothing. We, as parents, and the methodologies we use at BBS, using methodologies that encourage parental responsiveness for that soothing. Now, the soothing I'm referring to is your baby figuring out something that feels good in their body to fall asleep. So for a lot of babies, rolling to their belly. Now, if they roll to their belly all by themselves, there's nothing that you need to do. If they're really upset, you can flip them after a certain amount of time, but they're probably just going to do that anyway. But rolling to their belly, sometimes sucking thumbs, sometimes moving their heads from side to side like this. Other times it's going to look like I call it the whale tail. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down. Those can look soothing skills to sleep. I call these sleep behaviors. Now, if we talk about you and what you do to sleep, what I do to sleep, I'll show you exactly what I do. I go into sleep. Actually, I should make a video about this while I'm thinking about this. So I go in on one side and I lay and I put my hand up like this and I lay down. And then I lay there for like 5 minutes. And then I turn over to this side. I kind of move to my tummy side, and then I finally fall asleep. I do that every night. That's my sleep behavior that I've developed over years and years and years and years. What sleep training is giving your baby an opportunity to figure out that. It's not emotional self-soothing. It is really some skill building when it comes to sleep. Okay, so why do I mention all this stuff? So I think it's pretty important to be clear with sleep biology before you make any behavior change. So sleep work and behavior modification is largely linked to what behaviors you're doing to help your baby sleep. And by the way, this is the case for adults with insomnia as well. So anything that you're doing on the onset of sleep to help your baby get drowsy, especially after 4 months, if you're in the newborn phase, I want you to focus really on survival and practicing putting your baby down awake if that's something that you're hopeful for. A lot of babies with easy temperament, that's going to work no problem. But for those more spirited babies, I'm going to work at removing assistance to sleep. Okay, so removing assistance to sleep is exactly what it sounds like. You are going to stop assisting your baby to sleep. So you would say goodnight, no more rocking, patting, shushing, bottles, anything that happens in the last 20 minutes before your baby's sleep that is getting them drowsy will be something that you have to do all night long. And if you don't want to do that, we have to start with bedtime first. What this means is that your baby is going to eventually fall asleep. Then they're going to fall asleep again. They're going to wake when they have a partial arousal. Because of the skills that they learned at bedtime, they're going to connect their cycles all night long. If your naps are crap, this is going to be the same for you as well. Your baby falls asleep on their own. They wake up that 27 to 32 minute mark, and they're able to connect that cycle to have a longer nap. So really, all of your baby's issues, naps, overnights, can be linked right back to how they are falling asleep at bedtime. Now, do you have to sleep train? No. I want to go back to the very beginning that if the way your child is sleeping is working for you, we really have to think about the, risk and benefit equation for your individual family. I'm going to walk you through some thoughts to think about when you're trying to make your decision whether or not to sleep train. Thinking about attachment science, we know that the child is regulated with the caregiver, which means that if you and your lack of sleep deprivation is impacting your ability to make eye contact, connect, smile with your child, then sleep training may be a really important thing for your family. The idea of sleep training gives you the heebie-jeebies if it doesn't feel good to you, if you feel pressured into it, if you're nervous about it, if you feel like when your baby cries you want to die, sleep training might not be for you. Especially if when you are assisting your child to sleep, you can deal with it. I would say deal with it, right? You don't want to be doing anything you're not 100% sure of, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we are using behavior modification techniques, whenever you say, okay, I am not going to help you to sleep tonight, you put your baby down, they cry, and then we rush in and say, okay, you know what, let's try tomorrow. What your baby learns is that I have to cry in order to get help back to sleep. What this is going to do is it's going to make actual sleep training next to impossible for you. Baby learns that if I cry long enough, a parent will come rescue me. They will cry as long as humanly possible, I promise. And this is really where we get into yucky situations. I often recommend that people totally and completely avoid sleep training until they are 1000% ready, because the act of constant rescuing can really impact your success in this work. Okay, so that's really the basic one-on-one that you need to know about sleep training, what to do, what not to do, why your baby isn't sleeping. Let me know in the comments what you would like to hear from me. I love talking about baby sleep. I have so much to say. Yeah, let me know any questions, arguments, thoughts, good or bad. I'm here for you. Okay, bye.